Does old vine make a better wine? Pretty subjective. A really hot topic in tasting rooms. People are like, is this old vine? Ooh, is it going to be extra good?
And then the sales guy's like, yeah, it tastes really good.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna explode in your mouth.
Hello, welcome to Cellar Rats and the Cellar Rats. Again, I'm Jesse Inman.
I'm Aaron Inman, and I would love a haircut, but my salon is closed. Again.
Just shave it, bro.
We're gonna talk about misused and commonly used wine terms today.
Like what?
Like old vine, sustainable. We're gonna go into, I'm thinking, because I don't remember.
Because we're ex-Cellar Rats, we have a fair amount of experience with winemaking, and so because of that, we had a lot of people in the tasting room that would come in and misuse terms left and right.
And we never misused terms when we worked in the tasting room in our 20s.
I'm the smartest person I know. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you what I've learned many moons ago as the interpretation of the buzzword, and he's done some research, and he can basically tell us if the anecdotal version is right or if the actual
within reason here. I mean, I studied for the SAT the night before.
Yeah.
All right, so old vine.
Old vine. So old vine, from what I've learned, means the vines are old. But that literally means nothing. You could plant them tomorrow and the next day call them old vines by all legal definition.
So Jesse is correct. There is no legal definition of old.
But I thought the older the berry, the sweeter the juice.
That is a rumor floated by AARP.
So, in theory, older vines, they have deeper roots, or they don't have to be irrigated, they can be dry farmed. And so that means that maybe more concentrated fruit, maybe the vine doesn't put off as much fruit, but it's in equilibrium, it has better balance. And so maybe, in theory, ripens more evenly, gets better flavor components, etc. Sustainability, next topic. So I think Aaron said this once, is basically don't be an ecological asshole. Basically it's everything that's created in the vineyard is put back into the vineyard and reused later. And there's multiple certifications, they all have different rules that make you follow certain rules in order to get their certification, but they're all slightly different. Frankly, I like to know if somebody's being sustainable or not, just because you like to think that they're putting that little bit of extra work into the environment. Numero 3. That's number 3 in Spanglish. Dry wine.
Dry wine.
What does dry wine mean? Well, it means different things to different people. In winemaking, dry means no sugar.
No fermentable sugar.
No fermentable sugar. Ah, interesting.
You can have polysaccharides that are technically sugars in your wine.
I stand corrected. Okay, good to know.
Dry has two meanings. There's the sensory component that most consumers think of. That's the tannins that are interacting. Basically, tannic acid makes your saliva production go down in your mouth, and it interacts with the proteins, and it makes your mouth literally dry. It can be confused with acidity too sometimes, and they can also kind of play off of each other.
Yeah.
But that's the sensory side of it, and then from the winemaking side of it, we mean no fermentable sugars. It's a simple thing, but it could mean two different things depending on who you're asking.
Yeah. Well, I learned a lot today. Gosh. So, my favorite topic, clean wine. Clean wine's been tossed around a lot. I've cleaned a lot of wine bottles from the inside out in my life. But what does that mean? That means I've drank a lot.
The clean wine movement is really an extension of the go green, the healthy living, the keto, the paleo, it's really more of a lifestyle. Some of the things that they claim are fine, like vegan friendly. So basically they're saying there's no fining agents which can have animal products in them.
Yeah, isinglass is made from sturgeon bladders. There's gelatins that people use to fine wines.
I guess one of the issues for me with marrying health lifestyle with alcohol is technically toxic. If you want to live a healthy lifestyle, don't drink, that's fine.
Yeah, it's like a vegan who's been on the weekends railing cocaine. Here are some claims from Clean Wine. Pairs well with a healthy lifestyle. What the does that mean? No synthetic chemicals. I believe that means that chemicals are not synthetic.
I get what they're saying there. Nobody, and we're in the world now of GMO is completely the devil, and I understand the terminology there, but it's also, if you drill down into it.
I don't want pesticides knowingly in my wine.
Organic pesticides are deadly too.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I guess I take any issue with there is the difference between the synthetic and the organic pesticides. Organic pesticides are also toxic.
Vegan friendly, we already covered that one, but...
Fining agents, basically. Your wine is not fined with an animal product, which is, fining has been around. Fining is used to remove haze, protein instability, different things in wine.
Yeah, nobody threw like a dead puppy in there and fermented it or something.
Lucky Rock does not use dead puppy fining.
He doesn't make the wine. Organic, biodynamic, or sustainable grapes.
Okay, so they're sourcing grapes that are a little more third-party regulated.
Yes.
Which is not a bad thing.
And biodynamic, for those who don't know it, I always say it's like organic with a little bit of voodoo sprinkled on top. And it's just because they're moon cycles, they're pruning on moon cycles, they're racking on moon cycles, they have strategically buried horns filled with manure buried throughout the vineyard. So it's a little bit more woo-woo, but I've seen some biodynamic vineyards that are really beautiful next to ones that aren't as beautiful. So low-carb wine.
Really what you want to look for there is lower alcohol. I mean, at the end of the day, that's where a lot of your calories are coming from in wine.
Keto and paleo friend. So I guess ketogenic, you can't really have a ketogenic wine.
That statement I don't necessarily understand. I think
it's gonna spike your blood sugar, and ketones, your body is working off of ketones, which is broken down from fat. So if you're drinking wine, you're gonna kick yourself out of ketosis faster than lickety split.
Yeah.
That's real fast.
And as far as paleo goes, I don't necessarily know why they're saying that, because it's also low carb, I assume.
I guess in theory, grapes could have fallen off onto the ground and a hunter-gatherer came and put them into his mouth and got face drunk off of it. So yeah, true, that happens.
Yeah.
No added sugar. So
most wines don't add sugar.
It's a thing.
You legally can't put sugar in your wine. So let's just get rid of that.
In America.
You can't, to a finished wine, you can't add sugar back to it.
Low sulfite and no headache. That's an interesting one.
Sulfites are a problem if you are allergic to sulfites.
Yes.
A major problem.
But how many people are allergic to sulfites?
It is less than, the percentage is less than 1, and it's very, very low.
Yeah. I think a lot of people get headaches from the alcohol, and they get a lot of headaches from, there's histamine production, especially in red wine. And so that's going to give you a headache. It's going to give you a little bit faster heart rate, and you're going to not sleep as well. And you're probably going to wake up with a headache the next day. I think we're of the same mind when we say clean wine, kind of bullshit, but we'll decide ultimately. I mean, if the wine's good, the wine's good. And if it's in some way, shape, or form better for me, sure, I'll drink it. We have never tasted clean wine before, but we kind of have, because we tried this one in our rosé challenge.
Celebrity rosé.
Yeah, and so I think they classify this as a clean wine.
Yes.
And so, yes, I guess we have. I just talked to myself about myself.
We tend to be here at Lucky Rock a little bit of cynics. And so when we see people that are kind of capitalizing on something that's maybe a trend in eating or a lifestyle or that, and try to monetize it to our detriment, we find it offensive.
Yeah, like who puts snake tattoo art on their label and stuff? You know?
So this is Eveline, which is Cameron Diaz's brand.
And what is she touting on the label here?
And this wine is from Spain, made with organic grapes, free from added sugar, artificial colors, concentrates. It's vegan friendly. Let's try this. It's coming out very clean.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Actually, this glass was a little dirty, and it's gotten a little cleaner since I put it in there.
There's a little bit of reduction to it too, which is kind of a little stinky. It's got a lot of rind to it.
Yeah, and it's got a lot of minerality. I think it's a nice wine.
Yeah, crisp, clean.
There's a touch of cat pee almost.
Super solid, crisp white wine. A little fruity, a little funky. If you're looking for a wine that fits your lifestyle, there you go.
Yeah, clean. This one, clean wine from Italy. So, good clean rosé.
You know, one thing that I find very interesting about these clean wines right off the bat is, so far the white wine was from Spain, and this
Italy.
rosé is from Italy. So you
How
know,
far are you trucking that
the
stuff?
carbon footprint on
Yeah.
these clean wines is a little bit bigger than it might be coming from the old local wine.
A minimal intervention, processed naturally and grown sustainably in small batches. With fewer additives, you can drink tonight and still play tomorrow morning. I ain't no player, I just crush a lot.
Rest in peace, Big Pun.
But I think this thing, all right, I think this is corked.
It's muted. So sometimes with corked wine, it's not so much like you just get all that cardboard right off the bat. It's just like a little bit muted.
Yeah.
And if you really know the wine, which we don't on this one, you could say, oh, there's something off because I'm used to this wine having way more like aromatics.
Yeah.
This one's just pretty muted, but then when you actually taste it, which I'm gonna do this for you and taste it again.
So when you get a corked wine, there's a mold that will take chlorine, which is used for cleaning, which makes perfect sense. And instead of the chlorine killing the mold will take the chlorine and turn it into trichloroanisole, TCA. That's a corked wine. So that mold that's living in the cork, or the chemical it's created, will slowly leach into the wine over time, giving it a kind of a wet card. Oh, actually, it smells. Perfect descriptor is next to a hot tub that has chlorine. There's a wood deck next to it. It smells exactly like corked wine, but very intensely.
Yeah. The wine is okay. It's decent wine, but it's flawed by the cork.
Yeah. Okay, on to the next one. Another good clean wine. Toscana Rosso. So it's a red blend in theory, but it's got kind of a nice aged nose. It's a 2018, so it shouldn't be as aged as it is. I think it's got a nice nose.
Overall, this wine is not that good by itself. Like
Good-
a lot of
good food wine?
a lot of Sangiovese are better with food. This wine would be better with food because it's pretty acidic, which is making it pretty sour, pretty tart, and it's a little like just kind of rigid.
Yeah. I think it's okay,
It's more of a food wine than just a sitting around sipping.
especially if I don't get a hangover from it.
Yeah. Get another bottle.
Yeah. So, clean wine. Do they taste good? Yeah, they're all right. If they cost $5 more a bottle because they're clean, I don't think I'd buy them. But it's nice to know that they're touting minimal intervention. This doesn't even say anything about being organic or anything on the label.
No, I think at the end of the day, these wines are fine. They're not blowing me away, but they're certainly not poorly made.
No.
At the end of the day, I think if you're looking for a wine that you're driven by ideological choices, and these fit that, go out and get them, and it's a category that's evolved, and now you can take advantage of it.
Yeah, and most brands, without claiming clean wine, if they're organic, they'll tell you. It's not that hard to find out. So if you like the other label better than this label, buy that one. It's organic too, whatever.
Yeah, I think most of the issue that we're taking is more on the marketing side of it. A lot of the language that they're using is fairly ambiguous, like a lot of the terms that we said earlier, like old vine and things that can kind of be left up to interpretation. Yeah. And people can say, yeah, but generally that old vine is this. Certainly. But it's not a legal definition, so people can say whatever they want. And a lot of the terms they're using
You
are
don't
kind
call
of
my
the same.
mom fat. You never even met my mom before. She's sweet,
Yeah.
sweet, very slender lady.
She used to be fat. She's not even fat anymore.
And with that,
We bid you adieu. So the only truly clean wine is one that's been decanted off the sediment. See ya on the next episode.